Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk today about what is going on in Olympia Heights, October 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so this will be a little bit easier for you. And we're going to review the October report. So I'm going to move myself over here if I can. And you can see here, this is a report for 2020. And the way that I organize this is I have what happened this month. So you have all the statistics with what happened this month. 8 homes sold. This is the average price per square foot, the highest sold in Olympia Heights, the lowest sold in Olympia Heights, and the average days on market. All this information is particular to Olympia Heights. What I did here was I compared 3 years in a row, this same statistics. So you could see here, and I'm going to zoom in. You can see a little bit better. The lowest sold, so you can see how it's incrementally gone up. The blue is 2020, yellow is 2019, gray is 2018. It's incrementally gone up. The highest sold, these 2 years were about the same, and this year it jumped up. We're seeing home prices being very high up. The average price, same thing. You can see that the prices are up. The average price per square foot, this is where it really outlines where the prices are. And what's strange is that in 2018, the average price was $281. And when I looked at it, it's because we had an anomaly. One home sold for a lot more than the rest of the houses. Days on market, you can see how it's been rushed up, and then total homes sold. So that's stayed kind of consistent. And since inventory levels are low, there aren't as many homes to choose for. So the next part I want to go to look at is the average price in October. So in 2015, 404, 2016, 516,000, 17, 424. You can see here that almost all of these, if we average all these out, are in around 400,000, mid 400,000 level, which is normal for Olympia Heights. 2016, we also had a very expensive home sell that month. And now we're seeing that the homes are selling for a lot higher. So the average price for these homes, 553. Some are selling for 800,000. The lowest sold this month, it was 390. So we're looking at this, and it's 385,000. Sorry. We're looking at this information, and we're seeing, wow, this is definitely a seller's market right now. And in this report, I break it down by subdivision. So if you live in 33155 and it's north of 48th Street, I divided that subdivision. And you can see within a year, the average days on market, 69 days, average price per square foot, 251, average price, 489, and the total of 27 properties. This really, really hyper focuses your particular area. So if you say, Jose, I need to sell a home in Lake Catalina, we don't have that much information, and no one does. But what we can do is really hone in and see what the trends were. So even within these 2 properties that were sold last year, the average days on market 122, average price per square foot, and the average price 834. So there I can go ahead and look at these properties. Okay, this one had a lot more square footage and it sold for a lot more, and that's why the price at average. Sunkist Estates, this one has been having a lot of movement lately. It's one that doesn't have a lot of homes sold. The average price is 900,000. Average price per square foot, this is interesting. You see how this number is lower than these two? It's because these large mansions have a lot more square footage. So when you go up in price point and you have a lot of extra square footage, you're talking about more than double the size of an average home, then the average square foot, the price per square foot typically does go down. And average days on market, 86. So this is how we break it down. So that way, whenever you get these reports, I do them monthly, you could really hone down and see. The only one that's a little bit different, this is very self-explanatory. Miller Heights is the east side of 33165 on the other side of 97th Avenue. The west side of 97th Avenue is Tropical Estates. The Bluebird Lake, that's the lake right off 87th on the west side. Blue Lake is off 92nd. Sun Valley Estates, so there's a tiny subdivision just north of Miller Drive and 92nd that has a tiny pond, and I think about 30 houses surround it. And there's not a lot of information, and a lot of people don't know that that little valley, that little lake is there. So even that little lake, we're trying to organize it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My name's Jose, and I focus here in Olympia Heights. Thanks.